And what I would like for you to do, if you're able, is stand up and scream for Priscilla Presley. Come on. What the hell? We don't need anybody else on the panel except you. Yeah. Am I right? Yeah. They don't want me up here. They are sick and tired of me talking. That's right. Let's make sure that's, thank you. Let's make sure that's on. So.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Okay. I promised that I would turn it over in a second, but I have to ask one question.
No.
God, I hear that a lot. Here's my one question. Tell me your best, because I'm such a huge fan of both of you, Leslie Nielsen story.
Leslie?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. During these films, it was so hard to keep a straight face. When I first got, sorry, I have a little bit of a throat problem, talking too much.
Yeah.
We'd get on set and we'd start our scene, rehearsing, and we would keep rehearsing.
Yeah.
And keep rehearsing.
Yeah.
And I asked Leslie, when do we stop rehearsing? When are we going to do the scene? And he said, well, when the crew stops laughing and we get into the scenes. Everything was so much fun and funny, and he was just, it was hard to keep a straight face to do a scene.
So he was famous for the little fart machine.
Yeah.
Are you all aware of this?
Did you have to bring that up?
Yes. Yes, Leslie Nielsen carried around a fart machine. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. That was so embarrassing. I had no idea that he had this right when we first met. So when we first met, who he was, and we got along, nice, very nicely actually, and that we were asked to sit down, and by the director, and he sat down. We were sitting down together, and he had it, and he sat down, and you'd hear this.
I just got Priscilla Presley to do a fart noise in Kentucky.
I was appalled. I truly was. I went, oh my God. I looked over at him, and he said, sorry. And I said, this is so rude. I can't believe you did this. And he said, well, let's just put it this way. It's part of me, but it's what I do when I meet people. It was like, this is so wrong. But he was so much fun to work with, and laughter all the time. Getting through the scenes was very difficult.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let's turn it over to the actual paying people. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited. So my question is, I love the movie. It's so nice to see things from your perspective.
Priscilla.
Especially, yes, Priscilla, I'm sorry. I think
Yeah,
everybody's already seen it.
Unless I missed something.
Based on the book, which I've read, but the movie was a whole different ballgame. But I've seen you in interviews say you wish it would just been a little bit longer, like maybe 2 hours. And I wonder what you would have wanted to fill that space with.
Yes, that's a very good question, actually. The movie was not quite 2 hours. I wish it had been longer just for that reason. There was so much more that I feel that could have been told, but the producers only gave her that long to do the movie. I wish that it, Elvis and I still had a great relationship after our divorce. And that's what people really didn't realize, is that, yes, it was, when I left, it wasn't because I didn't love Elvis. It was I couldn't take the lifestyle. The lifestyle is really difficult, especially when you have children and you're a child. And the pace is the traveling, the girls. But yeah, I'm sorry, my voice is terrible today. Questions.
Yeah.
But I thought that the film was really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.
I was wondering, what is your favorite Elvis costume?
Costume.
Yeah, your favorite Elvis costume.
Oh my gosh, well,
Said that
yes,
gentleman right
another
there.
guy in a jumpsuit. God, he had so many. Bill Ballou was his costume designer. He was famous, actually became very much more famous than he was. So he did his costume, and Elvis loved what he did. He got to know Elvis very well, and what he liked and didn't like, what he did not want to get near as far as he wanted to have his own look. He wanted to be very, not copy anyone or buy what other people buy. He just said, I want something that's different. And Bill had a two-piece suit designed for him when he first went on tours and performed in Vegas. But when Elvis performed, he would how can I say, bend over, and he would, stretch out, and he ripped his pants on the shirts. So that's when the suits came out, and then what you're wearing now goes in. Hey, can you go over here and let everybody see what you're wearing?
Yeah, Priscilla Presley just said, come on up front, right? The boss said, right here. Look at you.
I'm sorry?
I'm also wearing the 6-8 comeback special too.
Oh, you are? Is there gonna be another comeback special? Really? And you're gonna wear that outfit? All right. You're telling me things I never knew.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, I think most people kind of wondered what Elvis was like when he was off the road, or even when he was on the road. We all know what his music was like. It was wonderful, but I guess kind of what was he like himself?
On the road, when he was on the road
Yeah.
again? A lot of fun. He had a big bus, and we would travel on the bus. We'd go back and forth, California to Memphis to California. That was the days when he didn't like flying. He was a little afraid of flying, so he had a bus made, designed for him. And it was a lot of fun. We just would laugh and stop at places that you would never think we would go to, and eat, and the guys were with us, and the guys would sometimes, get into some fights, not real fights, but hit each other and play, like kids, honestly, like kids. So he was always in a great mood. Sometimes he wasn't, and he'd be upset with Colonel Parker. That's probably the only time. But he was always around fun, and always about a lot of fun, and people having a good time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, next question.
I absolutely love this picture of you. I had to have it downstairs. What do you remember about this day and that cute puppy?
Yeah, that was my little honey. I called him Honey. Elvis gave me the puppy. And this is how we dressed back in the day when we traveled. We didn't travel like we do now with jeans. I didn't. With jeans and just not dressing up. Those were the days that you dressed up, and to be on a plane was like, that was like, dress up time. So I had just gotten off the plane, and there was some paparazzi there. I had my puppy, and they were taking pictures, and I was coming back to California, and that's how you dressed. You dressed like you're gonna have gloves on, high heels, homemade.
Permission for her to walk in front of the stage at that picture?
Oh, yeah, if you want to walk over here and show everybody, that's fine. Oh, she's doing her best band.
What year would that have been?
Oh, that would be 1968. Yeah.
Year of comeback. So.
Yeah, well, maybe a little earlier, just a little earlier, yeah.
Wow.
I can always tell by my hairdo.
And we still have some of them available for sale.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
My friend and I, we talked to you downstairs, but we were at Lisa Marie's memorial, and it was lovely, so thank you for that. What is your best and favorite memory of Lisa Marie?
My daughter? My gosh, my best memory. To go back. I think when we traveled to England, she was performing over there, private, and we had the best time. It was almost like just being free, not being paparazzis around, not being filmed, or it was just us having a great time. We went to the zoo. We went to bars every night. Yes.
Hell
We
yeah.
did drink.
Cool.
So
We
do
did. We loved going into the bars and having a drink or two, not getting drunk sometimes, but we went with our own little entourage and just had the best time. It was almost like just being free, not being feeling that we wouldn't see an article in the paper the next day. That was the hardest thing for us to do, is to go out and just be free and have a good time without seeing, who had the camera, who was gonna, give it to the papers and things like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Hi.
This is Cora, and she has a question for Priscilla. Can you yell it?
Cora, do you want to come up here a little closer so we can hear you? Come on, Cora, it's fine. Hi, Cora.
Hi, Cora.
Right here.
Hi. Oh, wow, what a cutie.
Oh, come on. There you go. Say it for me one more time.
She wants to know, do I have any pets at my house?
Aww.
Yes, I do. I have 3 dogs. 3. I have a pit mix, and I have a little Jack Russell, long-haired Jack Russell, and I have one that's, I don't know, he's a little bit of everything.
Aww.
Do you have any pets? Yes? You do? You have 1 dog? What's his name? Addie.
Dog named Addie.
Addie. Oh, that's,
Absolutely.
you're welcome.
So I'm from Alabama, Space City, the home of NASA, and I've always wondered, I'm a big Elvis fan, I've always wondered what he thought of space exploration and where he was when he watched Man Welcome Home.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You want to maybe go on the mic and ask that question?
Yeah, so the question was about space exploration. You want to come over here and ask it again? So everybody can hear it?
Here, let me put you down for 1 second. So I was curious about what Elvis thought of space exploration and where he was when he watched a man walk on the moon.
Wow. Good question.
Yes, he was. He was interested in the future and what was going to happen, and where we would be in the future as far as comparing to, I don't know, Japan or some other country. But yeah, he was quite interested in. And as far as, listen, everybody was enthralled with man being on the moon. There's no doubt about that. That was, totally out of the question back in the earlier days. So, yeah, we were fixated on the TV.
Were you at Graceland?
Yeah, we were at Graceland. Yeah.
Awesome. I can just picture it, how
Yeah.
amazing it was, and everyone around.
And everybody around, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those are different questions.
Yeah.
It's Barbie again.
Other than Elvis, who are some of your favorite country singers?
Favorite country singer? Some of your favorite ones other than Elvis?
Oh, wow. Gosh. I don't listen to country music that much, but there are some, singers. Dolly, I love Dolly Parton. She can dance.
Woo woo.
She's unreal.
pressure, okay, Dolly's number one. So that's
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm kind of curious about some of your favorite music, though. Can you talk about a couple of your favorite artists?
Elvis Presley.
I walked right into that, didn't I? I walked right into that.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Gosh, I can't even tell you. I listen to the music, but music today is so different than music back in the day because they come and go.
Yeah.
They come and go, and just when you say you like a song or whatever, it's like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
So I'm not that up on who's singing today. I know Justin Bieber. He gets in a lot of trouble. But I think he's got a great voice. I think he's, he's still searching. But yeah, there's a lot of good music. But I always go back to the oldies. Gospel's got to be in there too. I mean, he loved gospel music. We were always playing gospel, and he loved going to the gospel conventions in Memphis when they were going, and would go backstage and actually he would go backstage after the shows and sing with the gospel singers, and I think that's how I got into it as well a bit. Not so much anymore because the oldies are not around. But,
All right, next question.
First thing I wanted to say, Priscilla, was I appreciate your efforts and everything that you've done to preserve the Presley legacy. I know you get a lot of grief for various things. And that's probably, if you're not taking the action that you did, who knows, if that house could be in private hands, those cars could be scattered, and it never to be seen by the public again.
Right.
So I appreciate that. I wanted to thank you for that.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, it's very important that that he's not forgotten to me. And what's so great is we're getting a lot of younger people at Graceland today who are totally enthralled by him, and then they tell their friends about them, and they come to Graceland. So it's we can't let it his legacy go at all. It's just too important. I mean, he really started music as far as rock and roll, and to this day, he's still on top, of the music. So
my question was, you talked about being on the road with the guys. I'm assuming you mean the Memphis Mafia.
Yes.
And I know that you and Jerry are good friends still. But were there particular ones that you look forward to seeing more than others, or were they all kind of equal, or?
No, they were kind of equal. Elvis had his favorites for sure, but Jerry to me, he's my very best friend. Charlie Hodge was also, I don't know if you know these names. Charlie Hodge was a very good friend as well. Sonny West, and also the wives I'm still in touch with. There's not that many left, but Joe Esposito's wife is still around. Joe passed, as we know. I don't know if you know some of these names, but it's getting less and less, and that's what's so sad. That legacy is kind of like, going. And I know, it's tough.
All right, we've got about 7 or 8 minutes, so let's kind of get through these.
Can Cora ask one more question?
One more, yeah.
One more.
It's kind of hard for me to say no.
I know. Yell it.
What's Elvis's favorite color?
Elvis's favorite color.
His favorite color was blue. My favorite color is black.
know what that's for.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to try to get through at least as much as I can. Go ahead.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just scream over. I have a kid. We have kids. Go. Scream.
All right. How was Elvis's mom and dad?
How were they?
Yeah, like their personalities,
Oh,
like when you met them.
Well, I've never been asked that question. His father was very abrupt, very suspicious about people that were hanging around Elvis. Of course, he wanted to protect Elvis. He didn't want, somebody coming to take advantage of him. His mom was very, very concerned about him being a limelight and becoming a singer and becoming very famous. She was afraid, saw how the girls, when Elvis would finish a show, how they would come out and scream at Elvis. So she didn't like that as well. Yeah, I know. And she was concerned about his safety because what she saw when Elvis first started out was the girls, he would start going to his car after the shows, and all the girls would come and, chase him and linger around the cars in his car. And so she saw that and she became frightened that something would happen to him physically. So she had a very tough time handling fame. Very tough time. His father was concerned as well, but he had his father come with him on all of his tours, and when he performed in Vegas and other places, his father would usually go with him. They were very close family.
All right, next question.
I'm curious, what are some of your favorite films?
Films?
Yeah,
Some of
your,
Elvis'
no,
favorite
some
Elvis
of
movies?
Priscilla's favorite movies.
Oh, yeah. What are some of your favorite movies?
Oh my gosh, jeez, I can't even go. Can you ask that little baby because it might make you. He's screaming because I'm not answering. My favorite, gosh, I can't even tell you. Okay.
Do you have a favorite Elvis? One of Elvis's that's your favorite?
Well, it wasn't Girls, Girls, Girls. That's for sure.
Good answer.
The first 4 films, his first beginnings I think were his best. In fact, he thought so too. After that, Colonel Parker saw the women that were gathering at the shows to see him, the movies. He saw an opening there for him to do silly, movies with beaches and things like that. And bathing suits, I think it was more for Colonel Parker.
Right, yeah. All right, next question. These are the last 2. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What is your most prized possession? Something that's the most important to you that you've kept, most sentimental?
Elvis?
Anything.
Oh no, I still have jewelry and things that he gave to me that are very, very important to me, and I very rarely wear them because I don't want them to leave, especially this day and age where it's bad. But I keep them very, very in my safe.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And our last question. And remember, Priscilla's here all weekend. Stop by the table, go say hi, buy some merch, hang out. Yeah.
No, they just released a song, Simple Song of Freedom. You did a great job on that. How was that to perform? I'm from Memphis.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And how was that to perform with such Memphis grace?
Yes, it was great. It was great. The song it was just, I think, recently released.
Yes.
And it's a song called Simple Song of Freedom. And we did this in Memphis a few months ago, actually. And I think it's starting to do very, very well. And it was a lot of Memphians, singing. And I was singing too, but I was like kind of mouthing next to the woman next to me who had a great voice. So I didn't have to sing so well.
And with that, please thank Miss Priscilla Presley. As I said earlier, when people asked me the panel I was looking most forward to, thank you all so much for the dinner table. Lexington, so sorry, let's go.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.